What is up? Another episode. Level 6s. I'm slowly killing all of them. This episode is PS4 Legendary. I'm not going to talk about the track much, so in the last episode I asked for suggestions on what to talk about, and you guys gave some good suggestions, so what I thought I'd talk about this time is my Trials career, my sort of story and how I got good. So just I don't know. Do you guys care about me sort of talking about the track at all? Should I just sort of say anything about timeouts or how difficult I found it? I don't know. I mean, I guess I could just put all of that in the description. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about the track. I'll just put the stuff in the description. So how I got good at Trials. It was January 2015 when I bought the game, and so 2.5 years ago. And the reason I bought it was because one of my friends at the time, he had it and he was enjoying it, and he was showing me all the sort of tracks and the scores he was getting and all this kind of thing. He wasn't good at all, we were, he was medium tracks sort of thing. And so I thought it looked good and I bought it, and I was sort of hooked on it instantly. We were competing for times on the easy tracks and trying to zero fault the mediums and the hards, and just all around, just playing the game a lot. I was playing the game a lot when I first bought it, and so within the first 2 months of me owning the game, I managed to zero fault every track in the main game. I didn't have the DLC at the time. So yeah, I managed to zero fault every track in the main game, get all the challenges, so the top roach, do the roach zero faults, and do the Rock of Rages on the roach zero faults, do Inferno Invisible Bike, sheer pressure, you have to back wheel all of the pipes, some hard challenges, so I wasn't a bad player. And so about 2 or 3 months after I bought the game, I got that good, and that's because I played the game a lot. And still didn't know about ninjas, still didn't know what ninjas was or what ninjas were. And it was only until I met Wizolo, who is a very good speedrunner. I'm sure you know him. He's just an awesome dude all around, a very nice guy and a very good player. Definitely a top 5 speedrunner, insanely good at the game. And so I met him, and he was really nice, even though we were nowhere near his skill level in Trials. He invited us into a party and we were chatting, and we were playing multiplayer. He introduced us into ninjas, and that's really when I started playing the game a lot more. He set up a multiplayer and put some ninja tracks in there, and I was just sort of amazed at these obstacles. There was a flipping vertical wall in front of me and I had no idea how to get up it. And I was just sort of, amazed, and I had to find out more. I had to know what was going on. I didn't know these kind of things existed. I'd never been into Track Central at the time, and I'd never been into the editor. So, I didn't know you could just flip and throw a vertical wall down. And so I started to do some research on YouTube, and I found Greece Ninja Percent, which the world record at the time was like 22 minutes. Now it's something ridiculous like 10 minutes or whatever. But yeah, I remember watching that video and thinking, what the hell? I didn't know these tracks had ninja versions. I didn't know you could flip in zero fault them that fast. I was just absolutely amazed. And so I started, going onto Track Central and looking at ninjas. And that's when I actually started putting a lot more time into the game and started actually looking and researching what you could do. And that's when I came across the PS4 Ninja track list, which was just this Google website by, I think, Cuttercake maybe. I think he made it. It was like Cuttercake, Wesley Den, all these old school PlayStation players. And I started working my way through the level 1s and the 2s and started getting better. And at the time, Jack, aka J4K52, he was a huge streamer, and I was a big fan of his. I was always in his streams. And then one day I got into a party with him and we became friends. We kept playing multiplayer together, I kept getting better. At the time, he was a lot better than me. There was a few other players. It was me, Jack, Fading, and Craig Gets Radical, and also Damien Tudor. If you guys don't know who Damien is, fucking hilarious guy. And so yeah, it was basically us five, and we just, you know, we had our own group. We just kept playing multiplayer. Everyone kept getting better. You know, I was competing with Rory, Fading, competing with Radical. We were all around level 3, level 4 level. And then Jack started passing level 5s, and we started seeing, you know, Jesus Christ, you can get this good at the game. And then obviously, Xbox, there was, cross-platforms didn't exist at the time, so the tracks that were made on the console were the only tracks you could play. So we couldn't play any Xbox tracks. So the hardest tracks for us were like these easy 5s. And obviously at the time, Xbox players were passing level 6s, you know, Shane, Pex, Malik were just outrageously good. And we were looked at as scrubs, obviously, because PlayStation scrubs, you know, that's always been the thing. And what happened was, Rocky started remaking some tracks from Xbox, so he remade Fapnarok and 2025. And that's when we started understanding, okay, you know, this game is no joke. These tracks are ridiculous. Because when you look at a track, you can think, oh yeah, that looks really hard. But then when you play it, it's just so much harder to what you think. And Rocky's remakes were nowhere near the real thing, but I still couldn't pass them. And then, yeah, so about October 2015, I passed my first 5. So January I bought the game, October, passed my first 5. And then things started progressing fast from them. I started passing 5s quickly, I started passing 5s well, and then cross-plats came, and that's when I passed my first 6. Mr. Faps Inhuman got cross-platformed, and I passed that, and that was in December 2015, so if you think about it, it took me about a year to pass my first 6, and that was pretty much my trial story. After that, my YouTube channel tells the rest of the story, which is I took a break after Mr. Faps Inhuman, came back, started passing every 6, and managed to pass my first 7, which was Sabotage. And then obviously after that, I started passing all the other 7s and became as good as I am now. So yeah, it was really the reason I got good was because I encountered a bunch of cool people like Wizzolo and Jack, who sort of just invited me to parties and, you know, showed me what the game's about. So yeah, that's how I got good, that's why I got good, and that's why I still enjoy the game. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed that, and goodbye.